Deep in the heart of the Cherokee Nation, locals have spotted a mysterious creature. We tagged along as they tracked and collected evidence of the beast many know as Bigfoot.
There is a vast area, natural forest that people have never seen before. And our elders have told us that there were beings that lived in the woods. Today we hear the word Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but in our Cherokee history, in our culture, we call them Uni-Udawihi, the mythical or the secluded tribe. Now, from the cultural aspect of it, these creatures were put here by our creator, Unetlana, and these beings were put here to help us. In our villages in ancient times, we had boundaries where we hunted and gathered, and we would present berries and edible roots at the edge of our boundaries as an offering to these creatures. And in return, these creatures would help us and protect us during our times of hunting and gathering. These beings existed a long time ago, and they do exist today. They're just not talked about as much, and some people get glimpses of them every now and then. I've been coon hunting with buddies that, I caught a glimpse of something that was, to me, was unbelievable. I see a lot more groups involved in, wanting to go out and prove that this thing exists. Is it going to be proven or is it not going to be proven? Well, curiosity drives human nature. And if you're always looking for something, you're going to find it.
My entire life, I've been in the woods probably 4,000 times. And out of all those times, I've had 27 encounters with what I would truthfully say was a Bigfoot. It's become a part of our culture that these creatures coexist with us. I have other members of the Cherokee Nation come up to me and say, hey, I've seen one. My name is Darren Lee. I go by D.W. Lee. I'm the executive director for Mid-America Bigfoot Research Center. The MABRC is an international organization. We have 500 plus members. The goal of the MABRC is to actually accumulate as much information and evidence as we can, so when it is proved to science, I can say, okay, here's what I got. You either take it and use it, throw it away, whatever you want. But I've done my part. We believe Bigfoot is a large primate. They're all hairy, got a big foot, more of an ape-like features to its face. It has above average intelligence. The ones in this area are about 7 to 8 feet tall. For the most part, they are shy, they are elusive, and as long as you don't corner one, they usually stay pretty at ease with you. When the MABRC decides to do an expedition, we don't want to go in an area that don't have no Bigfoot sightings or any activity. We've actually got a whole bunch of research areas spread across the country. We have some here near Stillwell that are pretty active. This area here, we've had a lot of encounters and sightings and stuff like that down through here. You can see some high-line power poles down there, and we speculate that the Bigfoot use a power line right-of-way as a navigation tool. They just walk along it. It's just a lot of uncharted wilderness out there, probably places out there that man has never stepped foot in. Once we get out there on site, we put our recorders out. What we do is we have these little audio recorders, and we have these what we call drop boxes. And they're tubes that has bark glued on the outside of them. And we have a stick that we can hang it about 20 feet up in the air. What this does is it makes it unnoticeable. We use thermal cameras that are portable that we can take everywhere with us. We also use parabolic listening devices, which are big bowls with a microphone in the middle, and these take the sounds and focuses them on that microphone. We also use drones to fly over an area. A lot of times when we go out on expeditions, we'll have members do a vocalization. We speculate that Bigfoot makes these whooping sounds. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a Bigfoot to respond to these whoops. The vocalizations that Randy's been doing, even if we don't hear a response here, if there's one farther up in the valley, Hopefully the recorders will pick it up.
In most primates, the long calls are used as a food response. That food has been found, food is there, available.
These vocalizations can mean different things. Hopefully Randy don't ever call in a love-struck Bigfoot. He'll be on his own.
And I can't run.
We have DNA collection kits. If we see a hair sample, we record it, we document it. We look for tree structures. Tree structures are items that's been constructed out in the woods that shouldn't really be there.
There is absolutely no root ball down here whatsoever. This end has been burnt completely. This is not a rotted off end like you would see if it rotted out of the ground. Talk about a balancing act. This is what we see a lot of times on these structures where they'll actually balance. You can try to knock them down and they won't.
There's different speculations what each kind of structure means. This could be just a warning to other Bigfoot, hey, behind this is my territory, don't come any further. It could even be a directional marker. You know, if we follow where it's pointing, we might find a water source. We also look for footprints. You know, when you're 7-8 miles back up in the woods and you come across a bare footprint, it's not too likely you got humans running around barefoot up there in the woods.
Looks like we got something here. It's not very big, about maybe 7 inches, 6 inches, not much bigger than that, but there's a toe, and a toe. There's a heel, side of the foot's well defined. That's actually castable.
Based on the size, like Jim said, it's probably, 7.5 inches. If anything, it's probably maybe a 1-year-old at the most.
At the
Even
most,
that,
maybe.
Yeah.
It'd only be something probably about this tall. Well, let's go ahead and cast this one. That's a pretty good little impression for this part of the state. And we'll pull this out of the ground and see what it looks like when it sets. This is an impression of a possible Bigfoot track. The typical size that people find for these things in Oklahoma is generally between 16 to 20 inches for the adults. Stuff smaller than that would be juveniles. In humans, we wear shoes and it causes the toe to get diverted inwards, and it's a deformity caused from wearing shoes. When you see a toe that's splayed out like that, that means that whatever left the footprint has never worn shoes.
The MABRC does not make a definitive claim that anything is Bigfoot. We're very scientifically minded. You gotta let the research show you what's out there. As the executive director of the MABRC, I'm basically taking care of the website, taking care of the forums. I also get evidence from our guys, video evidence, picture evidence. A lot of times I'll take a photo, and what I'm doing is I'm zooming in on it. I'm changing the pixelization on it. I'm changing from color to black and white to see if there's anything that pops out at me. Some of the most compelling evidence that the MABRC has collected. We do have a lot of thermal footage. We have several videos of a Bigfoot in the same location 2 weeks apart, filmed by 2 different researchers. We also have a picture of what we believe is a juvenile Bigfoot going across a trail down here in southeast Oklahoma. We also have hair samples. Some of them have unknown qualities to them that don't line up to other animals. Most purported Bigfoot hair doesn't have that medulla in there like human hair and dog hair and stuff like that. For audio recordings, we actually had a recording of what we believe could possibly be a Bigfoot. That was our researcher doing that call. That was the return response. The thing about humans, we think we know a lot, but as far as our planet goes, we probably only know maybe 5% of what's actually on our planet. We discover new species every day. So for us to find more information about our planet and what exists with us, I think that is really key for our survival in the end run, whether it's considered paranormal or normal. We need to find this stuff out.